Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from some of our shows focused on youth, community, and lifestyle. Please be sure to give us a follow on all of our social platforms. First, on How to Steam Your Dreams, we explore the last part of Day 1 at the 2025 Ocean Bowl Games in Baltimore. Next up on Read Science, check out Part 2 of learning about why science deniers are becoming more vocal with author Mario Livio. On the Spotlight DMV, we hear Part 2 of DJ Turito's journey exploring his Afro-Latino heritage and how it influences his sound. Finally, on the Hair Kytchen, hear from community leader Taylor Frazier about the lasting impact that the data center site could potentially have on Prince George's County communities. Thank you for tuning in to this week's programming of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle.
Whether it's civil, ceramic, mechanical, engineering makes the world go round. So to that end, for the engineering portion of the games, we're going to have teams of 3, give them 5 minutes to build a fishing rod, and then we're going to have an additional 3 minutes to see if what they made works. Sure, it's not building a rocket, it's not rocket science, but it's still a lot of fun, and it's really giving the basics of engineering to the next generation.
So they're doing a fishing competition, right? So these other students from the other rec center, they designed these different fish and cut them out, put paper clips on top of them, and these fishing rods, they have mat attached to the end. And they're catching different fish, and for each fish that they catch, they get 100 points for the team. And they also get 1,000 points just for building the rod itself.
This multi-stick.
Yeah, it broke off earlier.
It's supposed to have 3 rods.
Yeah,
but it broke off.
Yeah.
Did you have fish already?
Yeah, we got like 4 fish. I was kind of disappointed. I was disappointed in it because I thought I was gonna get more than 1.
I'm Ryan Thomas. I was here in the Ocean Bowl Games in 2024 and we won. I'm in Highland Park.
Oh yeah, y'all did win. Y'all think you're gonna win again?
Yeah, I'm confident.
You know the other team is there. They were just saying that they was gonna beat y'all. So you think they?
Nah. Send this video to them. They're not really in this Ocean Bowl because Highland Park Rec Center is gonna win.
We just won the big league. We got 15 fish. Let's go. Let's keep going back to back. 3 championships.
Guarantee we win. Guarantee.
We never gonna lose.
Because we are the undefeated champions.
Yeah, we Highland Park.
You want to name it? Roddy Devon.
Yes. 5 seconds. Can you get one more? I hope.
3, 2, 1.
Time's up.
600, 700, 800, 900. Y'all have 1,900 more points.
Nice.
So who did the best?
Do the best? Y'all said it's good one. Dedrick.
I did 11.
They got 11. That's probably the most we've had so far all day. So.
And now it's time to take a little pause. We're going to relax as we go into art. And for this game, our players are going to have 15 minutes to draw either a villain or a hero over a crazy undersea background. Let's see what they come up with.
Where you want to make a submarine, right? Start to assemble the general shape of it, okay? Just put these blocks together in a weird kind of fun way. Maybe you don't have any idea what you want to do at all, and that's cool too, that's fine. Just start putting things together and see how they line up and find something different.
I don't really know him right now.
No, it looks like somebody in a hat.
Uh-huh.
Somebody in a hat. That's what it looked like to me. Is that what it is?
Might as well be.
Actually, if you flip it upside down, it looks like a sword.
All right,
See what I mean?
done
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
What you building right there?
I want you all to trace
You
around
said what?
A turtle.
your shape,
turtle?
okay? Trace your
A sea
shape around on
Sea
the
turtle?
piece of paper.
Oh, what'd you make?
It's called a poisonous long face because it has like a long face with a triangle. That's its nose, and it's holding a really big hammer. A turd.
So go ahead and do that. Grab a pencil.
And like, how long you been working on this? You had this idea, it seemed like you had this idea in your mind forever. Like this one of those things that is like you was thinking about, right?
No, sometimes I just come up with random stuff as I go along.
Oh, okay, really? Is this all improv? That's cool. So like, you got a name for it?
Aubrey, because it's me.
Okay.
Me.
This gonna be a hero?
First, I didn't really like this shape, so I kind of did it in my kind of style. So I had to put this, but I didn't like how it was shaped like. So I just did a circle.
We're number 1. Let's go.
What's your team name?
Our team name is the Aqua Titans.
If we're gonna be number 1, we have to get more points till tomorrow.
My favorite game is the Tetris game at Free Play.
My favorite game was technology. I really liked technology and science were my favorite. Yeah. My favorite was technology. We have an okay amount of points, but we have to get more points. What do you mean okay? We're doing awesome. We're ahead. Yeah, we're actually first place.
We still need more.
We still need more so we can lift the cup.
Let's face it, math isn't everybody's cup of tea. Some people love it, a lot more people don't. But Learn Fresh has found a way to gamify math with their game Math Hoops. So basically what you're doing, it's combining the NBA and math for a fun game. 2 teams, they roll to see who goes first. From there, they roll to see who's gonna work out some math problems. From there, they spin to win. Hopefully they'll spin to make a shot, but if not, it's turnover and we start from scratch until we get points on the board. It's a really cool way to learn a little bit about basketball, a little bit about math. From Learn Fresh, it's called Math Hoops.
I had the odd side.
No, y'all have the odd
We
side.
have the even side, you guys have the odd side.
So when a situation happens like this, and all of your sum is even numbers, and you're on the odd side, it's a turnover. Okay, so now it's you guys' turn.
So we can do 8 or 6. 8 or 6. 6 right here, green. But that's only 2 points.
So we don't. You guys.
8 is 3 points. Okay, so we got purple.
6 minutes in the first half. 6 minutes in the first half.
Let's go!
No, it's 6. We made it.
It was a brick. That was a brick.
No, we made that.
No, we didn't. No, that was a brick. We did not make that. We didn't make this. Alright, we got a 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2. 4 first. 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2. They going again? No time. You already got Michael Jordan over there. 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2.
So all you're doing is just
4 plus 2 8. 2. Ah! Turnover. They can't. Alright, so we can do a third. But it's a 2. Oh my god. You got money in your finger. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! That's 2. 2 point. 2 point. It is not that. We still won. We still won. It's 11-2.
How'd y'all like the game?
Very good.
It was very good.
It was fun, especially because we won.
Yeah. And what were y'all playing today?
Well, NBA math.
And did y'all learn anything about math?
Yes.
Yeah.
We learned how to like be quicker and that it can actually be fun in certain ways. If you know your fluency, then it's easy.
Yeah. Are y'all good at math at all? At school?
I am.
Yeah.
This team is very much like picked out to win every game.
Yeah.
So
Is
we'll
math
be
y'all
cool.
favorite subject?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Are y'all good at it?
If I could eliminate math, I would.
Y'all did awesome today. Y'all have fun? Yeah! Did y'all learn something? Yeah! No, yes. Come ready tomorrow. Read your magazine. Study your magazine. Okay? Give me a beat. Senior, 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 senior. Is gonna take this home tomorrow. What organization, what school is gonna take this home tomorrow?
I like to say good luck to all the teams. Let's have a lot of fun today, but we do know where that trophy's going. We do know where that trophy is going. Once again, we do know where that trophy is going. All the park, all the park, all the park.
It's really the same thing, side by side with Darwinian evolution. I mean, you mentioned Darwin before. So that thing still exists, literal interpretation of the Bible. There was, by the way, I mentioned this, there was a Gallup poll that found that 30-some% of Americans still think that humans were formed in their current state less than 10,000 years ago. So clearly those do derive from certain religiosity. But when you talk about things such as climate change, let's say, where, it's one of the more rampant science denial that we are encountering today, the motives there they don't come from religion. It's usually some form of political conservatism. Sometimes they involve in that what they think are economical reasons and things of that nature. So the motivation may be different, but the effect at the end is somewhat similar. Yes, I mean, in the case of COVID-19, for example, the initial response to COVID-19 was basically to ignore the science, right? Phrases such as
just a flu.
We now have 15 cases and soon it's going to be 0. Phrases said at the highest places in the land. Yes, I'm saying this with no political motivation. Yes, I'm just stating the fact. Yes, that this was said, and the reasons there had to do with political reasons. We are in a year of elections. All kinds of things of that nature. So it's not religiosity, but the effect is the same. You ignore the sign.
Well, this was a useful discussion too, because we all know stories about people who would come to see Galileo and he wanted to demonstrate perhaps, and they refused to look through his telescope. And I think we tend to look at that with 21st century eyes now and think of it as a sort of plausible deniability. But your discussion was much more interesting in the context. It's like the reason some people would not look through the telescope had nothing to do with not looking, but more to do with fearing that they might be tricked and various reactions that are not the way we would think about that these days. It casts a different light.
Right. I mean, you see, Galileo introduced here something that did not exist until then, in the sense that you could only find evidence directly through your senses, was the feeling until then. And now he introduced a device, which, by the way, I should mention, he did not invent the telescope. He just perfected it and constructed his own telescopes, but the telescope was invented in the Netherlands. He suddenly introduced this new device and claimed that what he sees through it is real and represents a reality. And, people at some level, maybe even justifiably in the very early stages, said, but how do I know that what you see there is not some artifact of this device, of this magic that you are bringing here, and so on. And it was only after, people like the Jesuit astronomers from the Collegio Romano in Rome confirmed his observations, that people started to say, okay, now we have to understand what we're seeing, but certainly what we see is there. So that took a while to actually convince people of that.
And that was exceedingly novel because, like you said, this is the first time ever that someone came along and said, with this device, I see something that's real, but you can't see it unless you use this device.
Right. So it's sort of something that enhances your senses.
Yes, and that sounds suspicious, surely, the first time it happens.
Right.
And there are lots of firsts for Galileo, right? That you mentioned. I made the short list of things that he revolutionized, that you said: astronomy and astrophysics, laws of motion and mechanics, relation between man and reality, and experimental science. Not bad for one person.
And I would add to that the introduction of mathematics as the language
yes.
of the universe.
Yes.
Right.
Which is, I don't know, barely recognizable, perhaps, if we look at it from this viewpoint, but he did do it, and he was quantifying it, and the whole idea of how, maybe we should talk a bit about how he almost certainly did not drop those things off the Leaning Tower.
I was going to say, why don't we talk about that?
But there is a great lesson behind that of how he discovered how he could do diluting gravity.
Right.
Is not an obvious thing to do. That was a major shift in order to discover the things that lie behind that story of the Pisa Tower.
Yeah. Actually, there are a few things about Galileo. You see, he has many discoveries, and many of them, he did with a telescope. So his greatness was more in understanding what he saw, and deriving, numerical facts from that. But there are some things where, to be honest, I just cannot imagine how he thought of that. Yeah. And one of them is this thing about, you see, he wanted to study free fall. Right. To study free fall, you have to drop objects to see them fall. Okay. And he had this intuition somehow, which you cannot understand how he had that if not for the air resistance, bodies of different weight would fall at the same rate and, would reach the ground together. But he couldn't experiment to actually show that. He had an intuition that that's how it should be. Now, to actually drop bodies and measure the time that they fall was very difficult at his time. There were no good time measuring devices at the time.
Yeah.
So he had this incredible idea that to use inclined planes and drop, bodies down inclined planes, because he said, look, free fall is an extreme case of an inclined plane when I put the inclined plane vertical to the ground, but I can put it at a very, very small angle to the ground, and then it would fall much more slowly. It would roll much more slowly, and that allows me to measure time more accurately. So this was an incredible idea on his part.
Now I read that now and I think, well, how did he just overlook that thing that's like when it's doing this, it's rolling down and not falling? But hey, it works. I've done it in the lab. We can just look past that.
Yeah, and in principle, you can also, if you make an inclined, very, very shiny kind of, you actually think slide down,
Yes. That's my introductory physics teacher always said that we would buy those demonstration tools from the Ideal Pulley Company, where things have no mass and no friction.
But, let me say something which is actually for students who study physics in high school.
Okay. Yeah.
You see, I don't know if that is still done today, but when I was in high school, we did problems of inclined planes to death.
Yes.
And we solved problems with inclined planes. And even then, as a student, I thought, but how come that I do so much with inclined planes, where, you know, in everyday life, I don't encounter so many. Well, yeah, I can run uphill or drive a car downhill, you know, things, but not so many problems, you know, on inclined planes. But once, you know, you read about Galileo, you suddenly understand what a revolution in thinking this inclined plane represented. And you suddenly understand how, you know, this led to such discoveries. Even, you know, he's finding the trajectory of projectiles.
Yes.
Done using also an inclined plane. Basically, he rolled an object down an inclined plane onto an horizontal table, and then shot into the air. And he then looked at, you know, the trajectory of that object once it's in the air. And he was the first to discover that the trajectory of projectiles is a parabola. You know, it's a mathematical shape that was known since antiquity.
Well, and so now this is the opening for me to recall that I wanted to start by showing a picture, a painting by Artemisia Gentileschi from 1620, I think was the right date, of Judith slaying Holofernes, the second version she did of that, which appeared in your book. And I was going to ask you what it had to do with Galileo, and the connection is the cultural significance of this discovery. So I'm going to ask you to describe that anyway. People can look up the painting and see what we're talking about.
Yes. Let me, if you allow me, I will preface that with a small introduction, which is Galileo was a Renaissance person. Well, first of all, he lived during late Renaissance. So clearly he was. But he was a Renaissance person in many other ways too. In the sense that, for example, he knew poetry very well. He gave 2 lectures about Dante's Inferno when he was 24. He loved this poet Ariosto, and he wrote a whole essay comparing him to Tasso, another poet. He could recite entire pieces from these things. And he also studied drawing himself. He was a very accomplished draftsman. He was a musician. He played the lute, you know, together with his father, who was a musician. Now, he had painter friends. For example, Cigoli was a famous painter, was a personal friend of Galileo. And Artemisia Gentileschi, who was, she's very, very remarkable because, you know, in the Renaissance, we mostly talk about men painters. Because, you know, women were not given the opportunity to paint much. Artemisia is an incredible painter. I even hate to call her a woman painter because she is simply one of the greatest painters of Renaissance Italy, you know, by himself, be it man or woman. Great, great painter. And she indeed painted a famous painting, which was Judith beheading Holofernes. And she did one version of that, and then she did a second one. And she was a friend of Galileo and corresponded with him on several occasions. And story has it, you know, we don't have this as documented evidence, but that Galileo informed her about the projectiles, you know, the trajectory of projectiles, that this is a parabola. And so in her second version, she painted the blood squirting out of Holofernes' neck, shooting up as a parabola, the blood shooting like this. You know, clearly she had from him, heard from Galileo what was the trajectory of that thing. On another occasion, by the way, she complained to him that a certain duke that bought a painting from her apparently didn't appreciate the painting because he paid her too little.
Well, that's a shame. There was one more cultural artifact that I enjoyed, but
I should say a certain marquis, not to do with
okay.
marquis.
What I was annoyed at is that I have been more than once in the Pauline Chapel at Santa Maria Maggiore. And I stupidly did not look closely enough at the portrayal of Mary in the dome that you described. And now I'll look when I go back, but it irritates me. But this is another example of Galileo's influence on culture, right? That there's the famous depiction of, there we go, of Mary, Queen of Heaven. This is a common portrayal. Move it up just a little bit. Yeah.
Standing on the moon.
That's right. And that the moon she's standing on in this particular painting is taken from Galileo's observations.
The moon of Galileo. You see, until that time, usually people painted the moon as a sort of pristine because there was this distinction between terrestrial things, which were corrupt and could die and this and that, and celestial or heavenly things, which had to be pristine and, perfect, no blemishes and not so. And then, one of Galileo's observations, of course, showed that the moon had all kinds of features. And in fact, he correctly interpreted them by understanding light and shadow, that he was seeing mountains and craters and things, that the surface was rugged. And that's how he drew it. He had these fantastic, drawings, these wash drawings of this.
Themselves, because we didn't want to have to deal with the outside world and the questions and things like that. I don't know if you got the jokes, but I'll never forget a friend of mine when he came over to my house and me and my sister were talking Spanish and he just looked so dumbfounded and everything was, oh, la migra, la migra. And I'm like, I'm not Mexican, bro. Don't do that to me. I mean, we did get generalized, but once they started learning that, oh, you kind of eat the same thing that we eat, and you kind of talk the same way that we talk, like pretty much. Nigga, the Panamanians, I say it, are just glorified West Indian people that speak Spanish, to be honest with you. So you still get it to this day, because the other day I was somewhere and I just was talking Spanish to somebody and they looked at me as if I was practicing. I'm like, I don't practice nothing. I speak this, So you it's the bad with the good, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And my experience is a little different because that the funny thing is the language piece of it, that also is a part of how people look at you. Because when I tell them like, oh yeah, my parents are from Nicaragua, and they hear that R rolling, they're like, oh, so you speak Spanish? No, I don't speak Spanish. I don't. And when my parents came here, it was at a time when there was not all this diversity and it's good to know all these different languages. Like that was not seen, being different was not seen as something that was a positive. And so they did not speak to us in Spanish. They would speak about us.
Same thing with us. Same thing with us. See, I took it upon myself to learn Spanish.
No, don't try to shame me.
No. I'm not doing that because I'm a very inquisitive person. So I always once my father and them always just I knew when they started talking Spanish because they'll talk like this and then all of a sudden they'll just go into the language real quick. And I'm like, okay, I need to know what it is that they're saying, So I just started paying attention, started figuring out words, phrases and things like that. And then I picked it up. And one day, my dad said something to me in Spanish and I replied in Spanish. And he looked at me and was like, and I said, I've been understanding everything y'all been saying for the past couple of years now. I just don't say it because I was still unsure about the pronunciations of words and things like that or whatever. I would say, it was a disservice to us because they didn't want to teach us that. But I did take it upon myself to learn it because I mean, you know, I joke when I say it, but you know, America Spanish is the first language. You know, I joke when I say it, but I do mean it as well. Because if you go through the East Coast, come on down through the South, and come on to the West, there's a huge population of Hispanic people all there. So you got to learn it. You definitely got to learn it.
100%. And I definitely look at it as something that, you know, I took it all the way through college. And there was a point where my dad, he did try with us. But, you know, at that point, we were too far gone. But
So what's funny is, I'll say this and then we can move on, is that, you know, my Spanish teacher at High Point, the first one, actually failed me because I don't know Spaniard Spanish. So me and her would always go back and forth on words.
Who was that? Callisto?
No, Miss Logan.
Logan.
Miss Logan. I wasn't trying to say her name, but shouts to you, Miss Logan. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we would go back and forth on words and pronunciations because she was teaching the Europe Spanish. I don't know Europe Spanish. So it was always a battle. And, you know, I mean, yeah, she failed me, but, you know, whatever. You know.
And I mean, yes, that was the same in our household too. Like I would go home and be like, well, that's not how the books say you say
Right,
it.
exactly.
And we didn't even understand that there is, you know, well, that's from a different country.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you have all of this background in you, all this diversity in you. Let's talk about how that translates into your music and into your spinning.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know you do a lot of Caribbean parties,
Right.
soca, you do reggae.
Yeah.
But you also you grew up with R&B and all of that,
Yes.
just like you said.
Yes.
So how does that all look as a DJ?
To me, if you're going to be a DJ, number one, you have to love all different types of genres of music, because just like you, there's a bunch of things that make you who you are. You cannot generalize, you know, Rose as being, the lady that runs Spotlight DMV. There's more to you than that.
Yeah.
And that's how I view what I do as far as DJ. See, we grew up in a time, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound old, but we grew up in a time where we had access to a whole lot of music, especially on the radio, like, you know, 95.5 back then, when, you know, Al BD was on there and everything like that. We actually used to be able to hear, you know, house music. We heard R&B, we heard rap, we heard pop, we heard you know, just a mixture of all these things. I apologize about that. But that's how I was able to get introduced to various different genres of music. Now, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think that soca music is my first love. It's not. I'm a hip hop lover first. 80s, 90s hip hop, that's my wheelhouse. Soca is a strong second, third, but hip hop. Now, I know how to do, you know, a soca and stuff like that because, hey, we grew up around it.
Yeah.
I attend carnivals. I go to all of this other stuff. It's been in my life and everything like that. But I love this picture here. So many things make up this beautiful picture here. And that's how I try to approach DJing. Just trying to paint a picture with different genres. And I know how to read a crowd and be like, you know what? Let's play some house music right here. You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't think I could play house music.
Yeah. Well, what you said though about what the radio was like when we were growing up, when that was the thing. Like there was no streaming and iTunes and all that.
No.
It was the radio.
Yes.
And I knew Culture Club and
I'll tumble so yeah. That's my joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
And we was just there here singing one of them Tiffany songs.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. Yes, we were.
So
yes,
we
we
grew
were.
up on a whole lot of different types of music, and I was heavy into house as well too.
Yes. You know, listen, I can play a Peter Gabriel song. I can play In Excess. I can play Phil Collins. It's the music that makes everything for me. You see what I'm saying? So every Friday I do a radio show on rhythmcityfm.com. It's a popular Caribbean station. Shout out to DJ Super Slice. And they mainly focus on Afrobeat, soca, and reggae, dancehall. I made a call to him one day and I said, listen, I'm going to get bored if I keep playing these same 3 genres. Can I please have some fun with this? And he gave me the green light. So every second Friday, I do Abstract Fridays, which is nothing but house music.
Oh, I love
you
it.
know, so I do that. Every third Fridays, I just jump into my my old school R&B bag. You know, I did a New Jack Swing set one time, whatever. Like, matter of fact, while I'm talking to you right now, I hear one of my favorite songs playing, which is Cult of Personality by Living Color. Great rock band from the 80s. If you get a chance to check them out, do so. So that's why I love what I do, and I love the fact that I was able to get this freedom for me to play all of these things, because it's how we grew up.
Yeah.
To not do it would be a disservice. I'm not going to DJ and not touch a certain genre, because that's not how I grew up.
No, I absolutely love that. And I love that you have that freedom
Yes.
to explore
Yes.
and to share
Yes.
your love of some of these other genres with your audience.
Yes.
And you know, some of my favorite parties that I've gone to,
Mhm.
the way that the DJ will mix something, right? Maybe it's something that's current, but they're mixing it with like something that's unexpected. I'm
Yes.
like, dang, I
Yes.
love how they're mixing this. Like, I would have never put. I'm not big into music in the way
Right.
that a DJ
Right.
is.
Right.
And so to hear those things together, I'm like, man, what is going on in their brain that they were able to even put that together?
So I can tell you, for me, it's trial and error.
Mhm.
So if I'm playing a song, honestly, I'll be like, hey, I wonder how this will sound with this. And I'll just do it. If it comes out good, 9 times out of 10 it does. But
I know that's right.
9 times out of 10 it does. Then it's like, okay, then I can explore this more. I try to view, matter of fact, I have a couple people asking me to teach them how to DJ, which I still find is weird to me. But the first thing that I tell them is, if you're not in this for the right reasons, you're not gonna enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
And as I said, always remember, this is not McDonald's number 2. We are baking lasagna while we're DJing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that means this is going to take time. We're going to build up a vibe, and you're going to enjoy it at the end. Because which one would you rather have, a Whopper with cheese or lasagna?
Give me that 5-layer lasagna.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. It's no real mystery to me, as far as this goes. But if you take time, enjoy what it is that you're doing, and you just like let it take over you, not no demonic way, but just embrace yourself with it, you can go so far with this thing
Yeah.
here.
And I mean, that's what music does. It takes over you, and you see it. What people feel music in different ways, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
the way you feel it and then express that is through playing
Yes.
songs.
Yes.
The way other people feel it and express it, maybe they dance, or
Yes.
maybe some people paint or do hair, or
Yes.
whatever it is that that music inspires inside of them. Because like your cousin, one of your
Mhm.
cousins, I remember he loved music and would always play Jarvis.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shouts to Mike. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I have an aunt too. She has the social house, and she was anytime there's the
Mhm.
party, be like, okay, bring your playlist.
Yeah.
Like, she knows how to get the party going.
Right. No, listen, man, it's a beautiful thing. And I could tell you, the hardest people that I could say that I had to win over were Panamanian people.
Mhm.
Because, and I'm pretty sure it's like that, they're stuck in their ways with certain things. You see what I'm saying?
Even when you were talking, and you were talking about the number 2 at McDonald's versus the lasagna,
Yeah.
and you know what popped into my head?
What?
When we go to the club, because I'm the 90s and some
Yes.
2000s,
Yes.
and there's a certain playlist. I call it playlist. But what's that zodiac sign?
Oh
You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
get it,
yeah, yeah,
but you
yeah,
know
yeah.
how that's gonna
So
go, right?
exactly, exactly.
And so now what you're saying,
Yes, yes.
they gotta hear the certain
They gotta
song.
hear the certain songs and this. Oh, wait, is he gonna play this? And then when you play it, they're like, and then you play a next song. Oh, him know about that? Oh, then you play another song. Like, Rise. I'm sorry.
You good?
Okay. Then be like, oh, hey, this boy can't play, and then that's when you get the whole, the whole accolades. And, hey, I need you to come and DJ a party for me and all of them things. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Shouts to my people, I love y'all. You understand what I'm saying? But they were the most hardest to win over because they're so set, and if you do not touch whatever it is they want to hear at that time, you're dead in the water with them. You know what I mean? So if I can get my own people behind me, then everybody else, I can win them over eventually, So yes.
I agree. So speaking of that, you have won over one of the biggest Caribbean artists here in the DMV, Miss Empress.
Shouts to Empress J. I am her DJ. So what's funny is I met Empress a long time ago. I didn't even know Empress did music. That's how long I met her. You remember the Settings Club that used to be right there on University?
Oh my gosh, that's like Settings nightclub is forever ago.
Yes. I actually met her at a dance hall queen competition.
I was gonna say I know Empress as a dancer.
Exactly. So then, when I left and I was in Philadelphia and I was, there for a little bit, I wound up moving back. And, I linked up with a couple of, local DMV artists, and I wound up doing a set with them. And I saw Empress and I was like, hey, that's that girl from Settings, this, that, and the third. And then I didn't even know that she rapped at the time too.
Yeah.
Because we wound up doing a performance called The Greatest Hip Hop Story Ever Told back in 2009, 2010. And then, she made her transition, from hip hop to, actually doing soca. And, we both have Bayesian ancestry, and it just all made sense.
Yeah.
Everything is organic. I was literally just with her yesterday. Which is hilarious.
Oh, that's dope.
Yes.
So you're DJing for Empress. Tell us what else you got going on.
Each and every Friday, like I said, rhythmcityfm.com. If you do not have the website to do it, download the app Rhythm City Pro on, Google Play or Apple. Then you can just catch me anywhere, every Friday, Silver Spring, Fire Station, Happy Hour with my boy Ghost and Sprang International. I got a couple of gigs lined up, at some liquor stores doing promotions for liquor and things like that. So I go where the people call me.
Okay, and I know that sometimes you do some of the festivals.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm just waiting for those calls right now. I am scheduled to do the Norfolk Carnival in September as well.
Nice.
So yeah, listen, man, I'm around. I just need people to get at me and we can make this happen, man. Seriously.
Okay, well, talk to this camera right here and tell folks where they can find you on socials.
Social media, Instagram, DJ Turito _C3. That's where you could find me. And there's a link there that you could, my link tree will connect you to my mixes, my phone numbers, my emails for you to get, if you want to book me. Whatever event it is that you want done, I can make it happen. Quinceañeras, weddings, a mí no importa. I'm going to have fun, and you're going to have fun as well. So make sure you reach out to me, DJ Turito _C3 on Instagram. And I do have a fan page, DJ Turito on Facebook. And yeah, those are really my socials, to be honest with you.
Okay, and
try not to get lost too.
Yeah, I'll make sure I link all of that so you guys can find him easily. And before we close out, I just have one last question. Well, there's actually two.
Okay.
What legacy is it that you want to leave behind? A big one.
Yeah, I don't really think about those kind of questions, but I would say the one legacy that I would want to leave behind is that I want to be known for when you mention my name, that whatever I did, I put my heart and soul in everything that I did.
Yeah.
I do this with love. I do this with compassion because I care about it. It's like breathing to me. So whenever somebody mentions my name, when I've gone on to be with the Lord or whatever, I kind of want you to have a smile on your face and be like, man, this dude really loved what he did, So that's the one thing that I think I will leave behind. Side money to my daughter once I win the lottery, but other than that, yeah.
No, I love that. Be like, man, remember that party?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so to that note, I know that you're always listening to new music, old music. Top 2 that you have in rotation right now.
As far as artists or genres of music right now?
Let's go with artists.
So, yeah.
No judgment.
No, because these things are kind of hard to do within the moment, but my favorite artist of all time is Prince and Stevie Wonder. Everybody will always say, well, why not Michael? Don't get me wrong. I love Michael.
Yeah.
I had a debate about Michael Jackson the other day because, I asked somebody, who do you think was the best kid R&B singer out there? They were arguing me down with Tevin Campbell. And I'm like, nah.
Tevin Campbell?
Yeah, I said, nah.
I can sing, but...
Yeah, but it was like, nah, you forgetting about Little Mike. You see what I'm saying? That because who else could start there, then drop off the wall, then do Bad, and then come all the way to doing a beautiful song that he did with Floetry, Butterflies up until his passing. So, Prince, loved him because he plays every instrument. That Purple Rain album.
That was my very first record that I owned.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? See, that's my guy. I just love his stuff. Now, what I'm listening to lately, even though I listen to a lot of soca right now and so forth like that, I've been listening to nothing but jazz mainly because jazz soothes my mind, soca and everything is a constant.
Yeah. Rhythms.
Yeah. It is a constant. Sometimes you need, that soothness just to mellow your mind, ease it out. And then what's this other form? Piano. The new form of it's like a faster tempo of Afro beats, but mainly from South Africa. I love the different forms of transitions that they have going on in those things there. So, those are my go-to right now.
Okay, awesome. Well, I enjoyed this conversation.
I did too.
Going down memory lane.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to throw some things. I mentioned it. You saw your face. You was like, whoa, sayings. I said,
No, that was a good memory. I have not thought about settings in so long.
Really?
So to even hear the name, I was just like, oh my gosh, I forgot it was even over there.
You don't remember the Latin club that used to be next to the National Whole Food Warehouse before they switched it? Because remember that
National Whole Food Warehouse. Where is that at?
So
International Mall?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. What is that called now? International Mall is called something else.
It's called something else, but before it became the National Whole Food Warehouse thing, it was Heckinger right there.
Yes.
There used to be a little salsa club right there in the corner as well too, So I used to I'm gonna get my father in trouble. But my father would would take me out. I just happen to be out with him and he'll go in there and hang out sometimes. And I'll just be out there listening to the music. So I'm very familiar with that area.
I'm so sorry. Because I can see the whole heck blue.
Yes.
It's too funny. I see your little self just hanging out.
Just listen. Just looking at the people go in, looking out the outfits, and as soon as the door open, you hear the music playing and everything like that. So It was cool. So
Well, I just wish you the best of luck in everything that you have coming up. And guys, again, I will link all of his contact information so that you can get in touch with him. You can listen to him on Fridays. And you said it's the second Friday where you do.
Second Friday is Abstract Friday.
Yeah, Abstract Friday. I'm gonna make sure I check
So if
that
you
out.
want house music, you want whatever, you gonna get it. This Saturday, this Friday, we playing nothing but old school salsa hits for the first hour. So rhythmcityfm.com, download the app Rhythm City Pro, log in each and every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And look, before we go,
Yeah.
I need to tell you how proud of you I am.
Yeah.
I've never seen a move like a transition to what you're doing now so fast, and it just takes off the way that it's been taking off. Like I love it for you.
Thank you.
I love it for you, and I'm super proud of you, Prima, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, especially coming from somebody that has known me forever.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you seen the little dookie braids and all of that. You know all of that.
Yes. To know that, to see this is where you go, I would have never pictured it. But I'm proud you found your setting and you found your lane and you taking off. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
no problem. Thank you for having me. Make sure you follow Spotlight DMV, all social medias. Link in. She's going places. You want to be where she is. I promise you.
Thank you for that. Peace, y'all.
Later.
Until next time.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for giving me a few minutes. I know it's early in the morning, but I wanted to catch you before you go into your meeting. So I know that you've been following the data center or the coming of the data center for a while, and you've been sharing it with me. You've been talking to me about it, and I saw your interview with PSL. Is that the right name? And you were standing at the actual location of the old Landover Mall in Landover, Maryland, which they then showed across from the stadium. So the community has had to deal with the backlash of everything that has come. And just like you said, and the other guy said, it isn't always in the forefront of what's going on that you find out until it's happening in your community, and you just go, okay, it's already a done deal. What can we do? So, what is your goal? Because I know you have reached out to the county councilwoman's office before, and you hadn't gotten any response, and now they've reached out to you. So give me your thoughts on what you want to accomplish, and how do you feel about the success that connecting with them will have or could have for the community, as well as your mission to prevent this data center from coming.
Oh, sure. Well, I was very excited when the Party for Socialism and Liberation reached out to me, also known as PSL. They are a organization that's like a grassroots activism organization. So they're here to help with the fight against the data center. We're going to be canvassing, we're going to be doing calls. So we've got things coming that are going to be in the works with PSL to help prevent this data center from being successfully groundbroken. You know, we want to stop it from even breaking ground. So that's my biggest goal, to get the data center moved to a new site, a new location, a new state, you know, somewhere else other than Maryland. It's especially
My
for the
backyard.
right, for the size and magnitude of the data center that they would put there, it would be one of the largest in the world, not just in the country. You know, it's a mega data center. So
Wow.
that's something that concerns me, because the smaller ones are already harming the environment at an alarming rate. And if we put a bigger one in our community, then what's going to happen to our environment? What's going to happen to not just nature, but your life and your health quality living in Landover?
Mhm.
Um, so my biggest goal, like I said, is to just get it to be stopped from being built, and then I would like to see something else put there. So of course we have to come with an alternate plan. So my thought process is with the closing of Six Flags of America, we need something like the American Dream Mall in the Landover community to bring positivity to the community, to bring entertainment, housing, and sports all in one facility. If you're not familiar with American Dream Mall, it's in New Jersey. It's a amusement park. It's a water park. It's a ski and snowboarding facility. It also has hotels. They have housing, apartments, um, over like the mall area. So it's a lot of variety in what they've done there. And I think that that site has the potential to hold something like that. It's big enough. It has enough space for like a mixed use, like kind of community center, entertainment center, like downtown Landover area. Since we want to put a downtown in every city in the county, we might as well focus on downtown Landover. I think that that's what needs to be built and needs to be done. It's downtown Largo's coming. So all of these downtowns are now coming. So Landover needs to be represented as well. And I don't think we need to be left behind in the creation of a walkable, livable community. Um, so that's what I would like to see put there. And in addition to getting that plan off the ground, I would like to start getting more involved in other community activism activities and things in that arena because I feel like it's something that I can be good at and something that I am enjoying doing. And I want to help my community in a way that is going to make it better for my child and her children and things of that nature. So that's kind of where I'm headed
So,
with it.
have you heard where, or do you know where the county council's woman, where she stands on this issue? Have you heard her speak about this issue or anyone from her office?
So at this point, when I first called the councilwoman's office back in July, there was no public comment made at that time. So this will be the first time that I'm hearing from her and her team what her perspective on data centers is. So I'll get a little more background once we have this meeting. So it is something that is not being widely spoken about by the councilwoman, but I'm hoping to change that with this meeting.
Oh, okay. All right. So, is there anything else you would like to share before we sign off? Because I definitely want to talk to you after the meeting. I'm hoping that it's successful. I'm hoping that you express your concerns to the point that you're heard and that they really take a position and a stance on what this means. And just as a community resident, the first thought comes to mind is data centers need to pay their way. They need to, if they're going to harm the community in that capacity, there needs to be checks and balances. And you need to pay for your own electricity. You need to have your own infrastructure of a small city so that it doesn't weigh on the surrounding community, because we all know you're not going to have water, your electricity, all of these things that are going to start to happen that big business and especially big data don't want to have to pay for. They're like, oh, we'll just give you some tax dollars that don't really go where they're supposed to go to help the community, and then continue with creating blight all around them.
Yes. So my biggest takeaway that I want people to know is that you can be active as well in this movement. I have a petition on change.org.
Yeah.
So if you can, search it up, stop data center from coming to Landover, you'll find my
Yeah, we'll link
petition
it.
there.
We'll link it.
Yeah. So you can join the fight. You can help us to stop the data center from coming to Landover. If you have ideas about what could come to that space and something other than a mixed use, entertainment, sportsplex, let me know, so that I can pitch that idea to the county. Because if I can bring the council something that's going to generate income, that's going to be beneficial, that's going to create jobs, actually more jobs than a data center would create, a sports complex like that, what I'm describing, would create more jobs in the community. Teenagers that can't work at Six Flags now will be able to get rehired at this new amusement park, things like that. So I feel as though it's a good option to do this style of American Dream Mall. But yeah, just get involved, participate, be active, and I look forward to talking to you guys after the meeting.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a good day and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.